Hey guys, this is Magical Lady Duchess, and tonight I'm going to be doing a video on the Church of Satan. So, before you click off, let me explain. There's so much miscommunication and miseducation in the pagan community, so I took it upon myself to do some videos on to teach the difference in what is Wicca, what is a Druid, the Church of Satan, what is voodoo, what is hoodoo, Santeria. I wanted to do this video to talk about the difference. So this is actually going to be like a series that I'm doing, okay? And I hope you find it with all of the grace and be open to understanding. And you don't have to do it. I don't practice any type of worshiping or the Church of Satan or anything like that. However, I do educate myself. Disclaimer, I'm not going to pronounce everything correctly. I have this Louisiana, Texas Southern drawn accent that does not allow me to pronounce things accordingly. So, like, comment, subscribe. You can tell me if I'm not saying it right, whatever the case may be. I apologize. And I'm also drinking a little cocktail over here. So, so here goes this video. First of all, Satan by one name or another. And let me say this is not Wicca, this is not voodoo, this is not hoodoo, this is not none of that. All I'm talking about is the Church of Satan, okay? So do not come on here telling me, well, in Wicca, I understand. I do. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Church of Satan right now, okay? Thanks. So back to the video. Satan, by one name or another, haunted mankind. And this is according to the Church of Satan, tempting him with sweet delights, enlightening him with blinding secrets intended only for gods. Okay? He was one who would be petitioned for powers of retribution and who gave deserved rewards. Instead of creating sins to ensure guilty compliance, Satan encouraged indulgence. So he was a single deity who could really understand us, according to the Church of Satan, and also by Blanche Barton. I am giving you guys references as well. Um, the Magic Circle, Church of Satan history, the Magic Circle, and the Order of the Trapezoid. From early 1950s, ideas were explored, gaining a reputation of powerful black magician or magic. Um, Others who felt aligned with philosophy kind of gravitated to this man called Anton LaVey, and I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, gathering in his notorious Victorian Black House. In accordance to LaVey's exploration of demonic geometry, they took to the old odd-shaped black and red medallion adorned with bat wing demon, formed a group called the Order of Trapezoid, which later evolved into the governing body of the Church of Satan. Um, that's just a little like history for you. Um, LaVey wanted to establish something new, not strict doctrines awash with attitudes of blind faith and worship, but something which he could smash all the concepts of anything that had ever come before, something to break apart the ignorance and hypocrisy that fostered by Christian churches, okay? Something too that could free people to apply black magic in his circle that he was using. Um, he became convinced that he was learning methods of harness to dark forces, which would cause change in situations and events and according to one's will, which would usually normally accept methods but unchangeable. That is how Mr. LaVey defined magic. He expanded in magic circle rituals and he began precise results. One thing that all this stuff has in common is that if you can control the mind, everything else follows, right? Right. Um, it was apparent to everyone at that time because he was getting results. He was getting results in professional advances. He was getting results in unexpected rewards. He was finding monetary gain, sexual, romantic satisfaction, the elimination of certain type of enemies. And it was apparent that this dude had tapped into something, the dark forces of nature. There was the magic, and he had a philosophy to go along with it. The um, the Church of Satan, like the history of it. He shaved his head as part of a formalized founding ritual in the tradition of the medieval carnival strongmen, the black magicians that were before him, to gain personal power and enhance the force surrounding his newly established satanic order. Um, they have books too. I think it's a book called Kubla Khan, Kubla Khan, and it's an incantation, and it talks about the rituals and stuff as well that the Church of Satan that they do. Um, they blended the formula of 9 parts of social respectability to 1 part outrage. They established the Church of Satan, something that they would smash all the concepts. Um, they didn't want it to be like unforgiving, unwelcoming, but a place where you could have fun. And thus was 2 initiated revolutions which carried over in the order today. The first one is the integration of magic and logic. The second is a religion based on self-indulgence, carnality, here and now instead of there and then, and also pleasure instead of self-denial. Other ego-forming human potential programs like EST drew from the groundbreaking attitudes and techniques of the Church of Satan. Um, I'm just trying to give you what I perceive this to be. I don't think, number one, that people that participate in that are the Church of Satan, I don't think that they are bad people at all. They just look at things differently, which is part of the problem with us. In the pagan community, we think because still, if you're not conforming to one particular thing or the other, that you have to be bad. I think that everything, you might start off one way and then you might change and do something totally different, and there's nothing wrong with it. You have to be open to everything. You have to be open to the universe. Again, I don't have to do it, but we do have to respect it. The Church of Satan is not a um, it's not a unitary traditional type of organization. Um, they live for awareness by living fully, that you will have plenty of experiences that you'll explore, and there is no need for artificial posturing in their church, which means no member is required to move beyond registered membership. The first degree is denoting active membership only for the members who seek to be more involved with the organization. The remaining degrees from the second through the fifth, I believe, are not open to application or to request. Um, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can correct me, I think that there's like a registered member, there's no degree. There's an active member, a Satanist is the first degree, a witch or a warlock, which is the second degree, a priestess or a priest is the third degree. They have a magister as a fourth degree, and I think the maga or magas, that's the fifth degree. Um, I think that their protocol for member interaction is based on the paradigm of mutual admiration for society, um, and that it's pretty much like the same. I mean, they have their rules. Everybody have rules and some sort of regulation, but um, I think their membership in the priesthood is by invitation only. And the old truism with them is that if you have to ask, you can't afford it, which is really like, don't ask, how do I become a priest? Like, I don't think you asked it. Um, Look at my dog. I think like if you want to join it, they want you to purchase like the Satanic Bible, and study it prior to make a decision and joining the organization. And it's the basis of their philosophy. Um, Satanism is not for everyone, but if it's for you, they do welcome you. They are not a fan club, they're not a pen pal society, and they're not a lonely hearts group. None of this is. They're a group of dynamic individuals who stand forth with the ultimate underground alternative, the alien elite, as they call themselves. They realize who they are, what they have, and what they shall become, just like everybody else. Their scoop is unlimited, and the extent of their involvement is based on your own potential, which is in all things. Um, I think that um, I think like one of the main headquarters is in like New York somewhere. I was reading it somewhere in my um, studying of this. I'm trying to um, touch on some of everything, so my notes are everywhere. um, let's see. Um, I think they have like a lodge hall, or they don't have a lodge hall anymore. It's not as like there's not a lot of um information like I thought like it is like in Wicca for this. And I'm kind of disappointed because I always believe in educating people, you know. Um, I think in some circles they literally think that the Church of Satan is like this horrifically bad. I'm trying to find this spot. Yeah. This horrifically there we go. This horrifically like bad thing. And in the 80s, they like launched this huge witch hunt. They called it the Satanic Panic, and they were trying to get everybody, you know, and they had this thing that they were calling them like pedophiles and rapers and stuff like that. And that was just bullshit. You know, they love to start shit like that and to to make it seem like you doing something bad. And it's just not true. I mean, pretty much to be honest with you, they stick to themselves just like we do. I don't think that they are bad people. I don't think that it's anything like that. I think at the end of the day, again, this goes finding things that are going to work for you. And I think that if you don't do that, then you're always going to succumb to doing something that everybody else do. So I'm going to give you 10 things as well, really quickly, that might surprise you about the Church of Satan. Okay, this is all about education. Um, Church of Satan was founded in 1966 by Anton Scamdor LaVey. That's who I was talking about. The religion started in San Francisco and has since spread worldwide. It's easy to research the beliefs of Satanists, yet their values and practices really are misunderstood. Number 10, members of the atheists with humanist philosophies. They are members of atheists with humanist philosophies, meaning they believe that all deities were invented by man, therefore, worshiping invented gods. The religious actually worship human inventors. The Church of Satan promotes that belief, and they are responsible for themselves and not a deity. Um, they also proclaim that they have free will and that faith plays no part in their existence. People are accountable only to themselves and humanity. Satan is a very strong representation of how the Satanists see themselves. He is not a deity of religion, but the main inspirational figure. Okay. He does not struggle with religious moral codes that might affect his existence. Number 9, Satanists have a unique view on holidays and rituals. Um, as its core, Satanism is a celebration of the individual. It naturally follows that a member's birthday would be considered the most important holiday of the year. Since the forces of nature play a large role in this religion, equinox and solar solstices are often celebrated. Holidays such as Christmas and Halloween may be celebrated as well, but their roots and purposes must be understood. Okay. For instance, the day of Christmas usually lands close to the winter solstice. So for Satanists, it's to simply to gather together, enjoy each other's company. That's just most pagans, period, baby. We love to celebrate shit. The next thing is leaders use pop culture to further their religion. Why give a sermon when you can suggest that your followers watch a Hollywood blockbuster? The Church of Satan has recommended that their followers watch these films: Murder Incorporated, Blue Velvet, Blade Runner, Fantasia, Willy Wonka, The Chocolate Factory, the original Bedazzled, The Wicker Man, Citizen Kane, and The Great Gabot. Um, favored subjects: philosophy, sociology, good versus evil. The religion uses pop culture to advertise their iconic members. Past and present statements include Jane Mansfield, who was a high priestess, Marilyn Manson, Sammy Davis Jr., and Liberace. Um, I'm just telling you, okay? Magicians. Magical sorcery is not a part of the Church of Satan. In fact, the Satanic Bible warns against practicing white magic and black magic. Satanists employ their own special type of logical enchantment, which is divided into a greater magic and a lesser magic. The latter is manipulation. A Satanist can attempt different techniques to see what works. Lesser magic is a psychological as opposed to magical. It requires prudence, and it also calls non-ritual magic or manipulative magic, which is basically a fancy label for willingness. Um, Lesser magic, I will say, is purely intentional, while greater magic is like emotional. Um, The religion is permeating in public schools. In Florida, the Satanic Temple planned to provide educational materials to the children of Orange County ISD, and it was meant to explain the philosophy so the children had a right to practice it in schools. The decision allowed distribution of the religious materials occurred after one group distributed Christian Bibles. I mean, one good for the goose, good for the gander. Also, it began with a distinctive man. Church of Satan founder began offering a weekly lecture of cult for $2 per attendee. Um, he also wrote like the Satanic Bible in 1969. Um, Four, they fought the Satanic Panic. Remember, I was talking about that? In the 80s, it began with criminal activities, including ritualistic sacrifice to physical abuse and sexual abuse. Um, they fought it because they were just like trying to knock them down. I just don't think that you should try to knock nobody down, regardless of what they believe. Membership will cost you. Like to join it, I believe it's a one-time fee of $200 if I'm not correct. Please tell me. I apologize. Um, and they actually feel like if you need to know how the money is going to be spent and explained, then you don't need to join. I'm just saying. Uh, the non-satanic statements aren't pure evil. The first satanic statement promotes indulgence over abstinence, but the Satanic Bible warns against compulsion, meaning that the indulgence must be within a person's realm of self control. Um, the eighth satanic statement represents sin, which should be indulged because sin leads to gratification, though crime is not tolerated. So they ain't saying going out there killing people and shit. Ain't nobody said that. And the number one thing is the Church of Satan is still largely underground, which is why I couldn't find a lot of stuff on it. Satanists are heavily discriminated against, and they have to be really careful. No membership database exists, and they rely solely on their membership cards to identify one another. They don't ever advertise their affiliation because of possible repercussions, you know that. And member function is on an honor code. They don't out each other, so nobody else knows who might be hailing Satan in their free time, okay? I just wanted to do this video. I think it's really important on education and You can tell me if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and if you think I'm going to hell or heaven or whatever. I mean, you can't put me there no way because I don't believe in it. But I do believe in educating each other, and I think that this is essential and important. I love everybody. I love witchcraft too. Again, understanding, communication, that's essential to growth. So I'm Magical Lady Duchess. This is my video on the Church of Satan. Ooh. um, if you have any questions, concerns, whatever, please voice them. Please note, don't be coming out here trying to read me those scriptures because I don't want to hear that. I'm trying to educate people that want to know. You don't want to know? Click off. Okay? And I fucking mean that in the best way possible. I'm all about education. I'm all about talking about things, even if it makes us uncomfortable. Because through that uncomfortability becomes knowledge. And the more knowledge you know, the more valuable as a human being in the universe that you become. You can check out my website. I do readings and spiritual work as well. You can check out my website at www.magicalladyduchess.com. And that's MAGICKAL, ladyduchess.com. You can also email me at magicalladyduchess@gmail.com as well. I have a group called Infinite Energy. I really don't teach about the Church of Satan in my group. However, I welcome all questions. Okay? I welcome all comments. Please like, subscribe, and share. Blessed be to you. Mote it be. I love you guys. Tolerance. We know you need Wi-Fi.